I will give you all credit. You managed to save this boy. At least mostly. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. In fact, I do want to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact. Enojin isn't even the focus. Like, not of this chapter. I presume we're going to follow up immediately on the fact that, the two main female characters are currently... Oh, what the heck is up on my shirt? What is on my shirt? It's too late now. We're locking in. But essentially, Enojin, he'll be fine. He's with Boruto and Kashin Koji. That was like the only joke. I didn't realize that he was actually so young. I did not realize he was so low. So anything I mentioned last chapter about him and Himawari kind of being a little bit strange. Never mind. They're like what? Like I think the max is 2 and possibly only 1 year apart. I did not realize Enojin was that young. The other thing was, he's still trapped with those two, but he'll be fine, right? Like they're not going to do anything to Enojin. I don't think. I highly doubt it. Especially considering Boruto definitely wouldn't do anything to Enojin. Except, I did see a lot of people theorize that technically Momoshiki may already be in control, but I don't think so. Like, Boruto's way too calm for Momoshiki to be in control. Because right now, except for Jura, obviously, Momoshiki would be the strongest in the verse with Boruto's body. Well, in Kawaki now at this point. But so, like, Momoshiki would be between. I don't think Momoshiki's in control just yet. But the idea of him making a deal with Boruto, yeah, that's pretty darn likely. But with that being the case, let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into chapter 27. Bet your life on it. I'll admit, the yellow and purple, it's not bad. And I think the only thing is, though, I wish he had a little bit more of his dad's colors. Like, obviously, I know the purple is a callback to, right? Like, obviously, this is his mom. And like, I guess the gold still is, like, fitting his mom's color scheme because she was blonde, but he's also blonde. I feel like maybe if he had more black in his design, or even like, gray. But I see, he has the gray and the baton here. Or is this like, I guess this is like his sword, so it is technically still a callback to Sai in some sense. But notably, I do wish he had a little bit more of his father's colorization, even though I know his father didn't have too much colorization. Maybe like a hint of red in the design? Or maybe a hint of gray, more than just the sheath for the short blade he has here. I don't know. It would have been neat to see a little bit more Sai, especially considering it feels like Sai is consistently forgotten about. But he did show up last chapter. Like he is still like a part of the narrative, which is more I can say for some other characters. Hey, Rock Lee, when was the last time we saw you? We have not seen Rock Lee in literal years. But with that being the case, let's not waste more time. Let's hop right into chapter 27. Bet your life on it. Yep, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Yeah, but these, I mean, like, I'm saying they're in danger, but they'll be fine. They'll be fine, right? Like, notably, as, this could sound so bad. I know people are gonna be like, Pencil, you need to stop hating on Samira. And I'm not hating. I just don't care. So, like, legitimately, Samira is still too important where, like, I don't even think they're gonna do anything to her. Sarada, definitely way too important. That's not gonna happen. But even Samira, presumably, is gonna be fine. I'm assuming Ada's going to excuse them, right? Because ultimately, Damon's still here. I think, if anything, this would just put Damon on super high alert with them, being like, hey, you're still fodder and all, but don't think I ain't got my eyes on you. And, like, Sarada did get blitzed. Despite Sarada being so unbelievably powerful that she literally bullied Ryu out of existence, fresh off of the Awakening, she literally couldn't do anything last chapter. In fact, looks like she's already back at base. I'm pretty sure she hold on, in fact, I can go back to last chapter. Oh, look at my glorious, handsome, manipulative king. But, let me go back to the end of last chapter. Yeah, like, he literally, I mean, maybe this is just, like, a end of chapter inconsistency thing, maybe she did, but no, it was, like, a big point last chapter that she activated her Mangekyo, and then, like, the chapter literally ends with this statement about the Mangekyo. So, did he literally squeeze her neck so hard she went back to base, or did he just shut it off, like, wait, I'm actually trying not to be threatening, I forgot that you're actually the strongest in the verse right now next to Jura. But I do need to see Damon versus Jura. Or presumably we're gonna get Damon versus Momoshi, and that's gonna be interesting to see, it's gonna be very interesting to see, but I'm intrigued. Especially considering it was Kashin Koji essentially explaining to Enojin and Boruto, I believe, that, or he's going to explain Momoshi's abilities, right? And, like, what's going to go on. So Damon alone may not be enough, strangely, but I kind of don't want to see Damon get cliffed, even though I understand that Damon kind of has to get cliffed. So, like, I don't know. We'll see. Got the crazy grip of Doom. It's so funny, because, like, he is child built. Like, Damon's probably, at least physically, no older than 10. But he's still tall enough. And his hands are still just big enough that he can actually, like, grip up the back of their neck. But let's see. Actually, but that's the thing, right? He's gripping it up. He's not gonna do anything to them. And I'm assuming it's because, if anything, if Ada himself doesn't specifically tell him to calm down, I believe he himself has noticed that Ada definitely has an interest in these two. And notably, that's what Ada's looking for, right? Like, some sort of interest, some sort of point of communication. So it would be kind of weird for her to be like, yeah, boom, anyway. I was interested, but not that interested. But let's see. Yep, he lets him go. Yeah, yeah. See, like that's the thing, right? I mean, I get it. You gotta end a clapter, a clap. You have to end the chapter on some sort of cliffhanger. But yeah, I don't think it wouldn't be. I mean, Ikimoto and Kishimoto have definitely done things that have like taken sledgehammers to my ankles before, but I don't think harming realistically. I mean, I guess like who is the? I guess do we have like a core five? I guess I think Mitsuki, if anything, is like the sidest offside characters of our core five. But it would be Boruto, Kawaki, Sarada, Sumire, and Mitsuki, right? But I think none of them are expendable. Not even to the point where I think any permanent harm is going to come to them. And that's okay, right? That's how narratives work. You have your main characters who will not go through serious physical harm. But then again, Boruto did lose his eye, so maybe something could happen to these two in that sense. But I'm not shocked that this was nothing but a threat to remind them, hey, y'all may be something in your own world, but I'm still a GOAT. Let's see. Huh? You get it now, right? I could snuff you both out on a whim. In an instant. Without either of you realizing you were dead. My GOAT! That's my... I still haven't gone back and reread Boruto Part 1, because I've been busy. But, the one thing I will admit, I've been like sitting back, specifically because of the end of the last chapter, I've been sitting back and reflecting on why I like Damon so much. And I think it is the absurdity of the character that makes me like him. It feels like Ikimoto and Kishimoto sat down and were like, how can we make the craziest, most dumb, stupid, broken character, yet make him balanced enough for the narrative and also funny? And that's what Damon is. It's like all three of those ideas. We're making him dumb, stupid crack, give him a dumb, stupid crack Shinjutsu ability. The reflection thing, still crazy. We're going to give him dumb, stupid stats. But we're going to limit him in a way that he doesn't break the narrative, in the sense that obviously he doesn't necessarily care for any of our main characters. He only cares for Kawaki by proxy of Ada caring for Kawaki, and thusly, you know, Ada caring for Sarada and Sumire, and then Boruto and stuff like that. Like, it causes a domino effect there. But outside of that, he's not going to really act in favor of anything that's not directly threatening Ada, which is why I'm so happy that Mamushi is on his way, because I do want to see Damon actually fight somebody, because he's kind of just been aura farming, but I don't mind the aura farming. He's balanced well enough narratively that I don't mind him being dumb, stupid, overpowered, because he's not going to do anything. Which is unfortunate, right? Like, I do want to see a dumb, stupid, overpowered character do something. I think we're going to get that, though. So I'm honestly more okay with Damon now than I've ever been before, and I really, really like him, if only for the fact that I feel like all this time since he's been introduced, because he's been a part of Boruto for, like, over half a decade at this point. Damon's been around for a while, and now we've kind of just been building to something. Building. So I'm very interested to see how him and presumably Mamushi fight each other. And I'm still gonna think that Sarada and maybe even Sumire are gonna be involved in this battle, considering they're all here, and Mamushi, I believe, is literally on his way. Let's see. Without either of you even realizing you were dead. So, okay. Here's the thing. Even if I was curious, I'm not asked. I never get... I mean, obviously, I get why characters do it, because it's a narrative and we need to explain to the audience. But, like, I don't know. I'm the kind of person... I don't give horses in mouths. That's not a thing I've ever been in the wheelhouse of doing. Oh, you spared my life? Cool beans, OG. Thanks for doing that. I swear I will never get in your way again. Please do not harm me. That's how I'm moving. The fact that her immediate question was like, so, why didn't you? Sarada? Are you not happy to be alive? And plus, I feel like it would have been fine if she had like thought that and then just started doing the inference, because like it's obvious stuff, right? But then again, I think it's because that's the idea, right? In universe, it's not as obvious that people like us, because we're the readers, right? Like, we have context for all of these characters and their feelings, and Ada's feelings of isolation, and how she always one connection in some way, shape, or form. That's why she sought love, and when Kawaki was immune to her abilities, that sort of led her down the idea of being obsessed with Kawaki, and this whole idea of Boruto also being immune to her abilities because of the Otsutsuki DNA. So like, I do get that, but that's all context that I have, and we as readers have, that Sarada in universe, like, we haven't seen much of their interactions over the 2-year time skip, but like, it's probably not anywhere to the point where Ada's actually explained herself fully. But let's say, it's unnatural, no matter how you look at it. How the two of you, who are not Otsutsuki, managed to elude Omnipotence's influence. But, as many people have agreed with me on, it's probably just like that they truly do love Boruto. And that true love made them exempt. It does, and I think funnily enough, I think it does have to be a true romantic love, and not love in general, because I think Sasuke loved Boruto, right? Like, obviously he wasn't there for a lot of Boruto's life, he wasn't there for a lot of his daughter's own life, but I think because his love is, like, familial, it's different, right? Notably, the whole core theme of Boruto right now is explaining all these different types of love, and both Sarada and Sumire, two people to hold romantic love for Boruto, definitely made them exempt, because we know Ada's use of omnipotence was subconscious, right? Like she did it instinctually. And obviously her whole thing is the idea of seeking true, genuine, authentic romantic love. So these two people who were centered around the true, genuine romantic love of Boruto were made immune to it because they love him. They love him romantically in the way that Ada is seeking consistently. So she couldn't affect them. And that leads to this immunity. Now, of course, this does make me wonder whether or not omnipotence is going to be undone before Naruto and Hinata get out of the realm that Kawaki's keeping them in, the timeless realm. I do wonder how that's going to go. Presumably, I'm assuming it's going to be undone beforehand, so we never really get to tackle that, but it would be interesting to see a Naruto who doesn't like Boruto. It's something I actually would want to see, but who knows. Let's see. Managed to elude omnipotence's influence. Is it because Boruto and Otsutsuki has stolen your hearts? I think so. Well, no, I don't think it's because she's Otsutsuki. I think it's... Well, actually... No. I think it's not because he's Otsutsuki. I think it's because him and Kawaki, two Otsutsuki, who happen to be there, were the center point of omnipotence. So, since it was focused on swapping their two perceptions in everybody's minds, since Sarada and Sumire loved Boruto, who was part of the swap, they were immune to the swap since their true feelings transcended omnipotence, or at least synced up with what Ada's true feelings are about, like, romantic love and what she wants, thusly kind of blocking it. We'll see. No, that alone can't explain it. There are plenty of others, both in and outside the village, who carry a torch for Kawaki and Boruto. Yeah, but not a different type of torch, right? Like, and that still is the whole theme of Boruto right now, love and the many different types of it. Let's see. So that's all it takes to evade my ability. Then there ought to be more people like you out there. But there aren't. That, you know what, that line makes me think that Ada has been checking, right? Like, she's clearly known this for a while. And she's probably waited for this moment in particular to... Why do her knees look like that? She's waiting... I'm sorry, I don't know why that caught me off guard. But she's probably just been waiting for a point where, after doing a whole bunch of research, checking, like, all over the world with the Senrigan... Her eye ability. Nope, I'm gonna double check it, because I don't like not knowing it. I'm pretty sure it's a Senrigan, but I may be wrong. Senrigan? Senrigan? I believe, reject the consciousness any location in the world. Yep, okay, yeah, so the Senrigan. I'm assuming she's probably been taking these last 2 years, because obviously these two reveal that they were immune way back when. She's probably taking these past 2 years to double check it, and now just took this perfect opportunity to really hardline confirm it. And then is going to spare them, because one, they aren't really a threat as long as Damon's there, and two, it's interesting to her, right? Like, obviously, she likes the idea that there are people immune to it, even if she doesn't have romantic love for them. Let's see. It's just the two of you. Which leaves... Oh, so maybe we're going to go into it. Which leaves just one possibility. I must have excluded you both. Yeah, okay, so there we go. I was about to say, is it because of the true love thing, and you could recognize that? Let's see. I must have excluded you both. Consciously? Good reading, Pencilman, good reading. Let's see. Unconsciously, of course. I must have wished it to be so, and omnipotence made it happen. Okay, so yeah. I mean... I agree. That's kind of the common theory that's been going around, right? Like, it's really just the idea that she recognized the two had true love, even if subconsciously, and she wanted to leave that be. Or it still could be an immunity-based thing, right? Like factors beyond her control could still actually be in play. Of course, omnipotence in its activation there was definitely subconscious. Like, it was an instinctual reaction just based on her, like, cyborg biology. But still, I wouldn't be shocked if maybe two things are true, right? Like, maybe she did unconsciously exclude them, or they were just legit immune. Who knows? And then honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if we never get a clear answer. But, because ultimately, both hypothetical answers play into the idea of, like, true love, right? Like, the idea that true love, one way or another, either transcends omnipotence, which would be, like, fitting thematically for the narrative, or Ada's fantasy and desire for true love transcended what would have been a rational move, which still fits into the narrative, right? So either way it works. Though, considering this is the explanation we're being given, I'm assuming this is the explanation we're supposed to go with. We'll see. I love how even Damon's like, really, sis? Really though? And it's funny that he just doesn't really have much of an opinion, because that's the thing. The one weakness of Damon's character, and the one thing I do hope we get to see more of, presumably once he starts fighting, and actually gets like a relative. I would love to see him fight Jura in particular, mainly because Damon is so heavily tied to Ada as a character, which is fine. It's necessary for narratively balancing this broken child, but At the same time, I do want to see him build more character dynamics outside of Ada and the like 3 people she interacts with, right? His dynamic with Kawaki is it's like, just don't hurt my sister, and then his dynamic with these two is don't hurt my sister. Like, I want to see Damon actually get excited for a fight. Like, notably, he says he's the strongest. That is clearly a part of his personality. So I'd love to see that challenge. I want to see Damon grow more as a character, right? We've been following Ada's growth a lot as a character, and I do like that. And I love how we're seeing that develop, especially based around love, her whole thing. But Damon himself is one I do want to see get more as a character. He's like, what is that in my hair? Where's that white spot? Get out! Get out! Get out! It's not leaving. Whatever. You're gonna be stuck there. But I want more. What's it? Huh? But why? Sarada, remember what you said that day. How about we just be ordinary friends? Aw, yeah. Like, I don't know. It's because it's a world of magic and she's like not fully human. I get why like something like that would be so appealing to her, especially considering like in this case, as far as she knows, it comes with no downsides. Obviously, I don't ever see. I mean, unless other people find out about their immunity and they're like, slaughter that cyborg right now. Like, I highly doubt they'd even ever be ordered to slaughter Ada. And plus, a Damon is always going to be there. I'll be there. Like he's always there. So being actual like real life friends with people would be something satisfying, something that she would desire, because ultimately it's something she's always wanted. So I get that. I get that. Even subconsciously, or maybe, well, no, it has to be subconsciously, because once again she activated omnipotence subconsciously. But I understand that desire, right? That human desire for connection is something that she would seek. And while Damon is cool, and obviously, well, Boruto and Kawaki aren't human anymore, but still, like, it's different. I understand it. Let's see. It made me so happy, because that was something... Oh, yeah, literally, there it is. Because that was something I've been wanting forever, even before I met you in person. Oh, so, yeah, she's been watching him. Let's see. Maybe since we were all people whose hearts have been stolen by an Otsutsuki. I'm not 100% sure of it, but either way, it represented some kind of normal interpersonal relationships I've been wishing for. Sorry, don't sweat now. I mean, like, honestly... I think it'd be cool. I'd be down to be friends with like a super powerful being. I'd be fun. Let's see. I really don't see either of you trying to harm me at this point. Yeah, and that's my big thing, right? What I just talked about. There's no universe where they're actually going to try and boom Ada anyway, right? Like I don't see it happening. So it makes sense that there's no risk. Let's see. And besides, I actually don't think I'd mind it anymore if you were. Whoa! No, wait a second. Wait a minute. And I know Sarada, I'm not saying that to Sarada leaping up and lunging, right? And look at Damon's laugh track. He's like, he doesn't sense any slaughtering intent. Sarada's probably just lunging to give her a hug. But that is, I mean, that's kind of sad though. Like, I mean, it's good for her in the sense that she's like okay with that. Like, obviously, it's probably been something that's been on her mind, the idea of her own destruction. Like, it's something that's probably like even coded into her to some degree. That's a sad idea. That like I mean, and I can't relate to it at all. I don't want anyone to boom me. Because I'm gonna be boomed eventually anyway. By like the passive senescence is a thing, right? I'll fall eventually anyway. So I don't want to be boomed. But I suppose in the Ada's world, being boomed is like the ultimate idea of connection, right? Like it's the one thing. Like if one person could reach her, typically it would be through that. It's like there are two ways to reach Ada. It's either through taking her life or loving her life. But in this case, Sarada and Sumire are offering like a third option, just genuine real connection. And Ada, who's been so focused on like her purpose and like her design and everything like that, she just hasn't really had the opportunity to even dream of something like that. So now she's here. But let's see. Oh yeah, she even grabs Sumire. So they're both gonna give her a hug. I'm guessing. I'm betting on a hug. Look at that. Let's see Damon. Aw, yeah. See, like even Damon's like. Man, sis gets homies, but I don't get homies. Like, I know they're just starting their lives and everything, but where's my hug at? Damon genuinely be like, where my hug at, dog? Like, that's sweet. Oh, I mean, that's nice. That's nice. Once again, friendship is beautiful, dog. And I know, it's a Shonen Jump manga. Of course, the power of friendship and the importance of bonds is being put in. But yeah, I think it's sweet. I think it's sweet. It's important. Friends help define you. And obviously, your friends do not even just help define you. They do kind of define you. I'd say... You are, it always sounds mean whenever I say it, but you are definitely going to be judged by the company you keep. And of course, this is a really good company to keep. We'll take. Oh, look, like she both. I love how both Ada and Samiri just don't know how to react though. Like Ada's clearly like, I didn't say you could touch me. And Samiri's like, I didn't say I wanted to touch her. And Damon's like, where my hug at? Let's see. Aw, is Sora short? I did not. Ada's tall and Sora short in this shot. Why did she? They both look so tiny next to Ada. But then again, is Ada wearing heels and they're not? No, they're both wearing heels. How tall is Ada and how short are Sora and Sumire? Because they're all in heels. What the heck? All right. I've never heard of a mutual life or death friendship. Funnily enough that you mentioned that. Your daddy and your uncle actually have. Pretty much, like, for obviously towards the end, like, once they were adults, that kind of faded away. But, like, mutual life or death friendship, I mean, they kind of did have that. It was kind of like the whole point of the original narrative. Let's see. I never heard of a mutual life or death friendship. So, then, what's with this bold hug, Sword? Oh, she's like... But notably, I mean, obviously she's not hugging back yet. Like, her arms are like listless to her side. And notably, I get to think of a moment like this because, like, I'm a person. I obviously I believe in all types of affirmation and contact. But I'm a physical guy, right? I like to hug people, love to high five people, love to dap people. I'm a very physical kind of guy, which is bad because, you know, I'm a large guy, and so not all my friends are as nearly as large as I am. Luckily, if I do have friends, I can like go, like I can reel back and full force dap up because like they're bigger than me. So like obviously I don't have to worry about hurting them. But I usually remember a friend, and they had like a wall had come down, and it was a little bit of an emotional moment for you, boy, because I was like, I known the guy for a while, but he never dropped his guard fully, but then he dropped his guard in like a funny way. It wasn't anything super serious, so I hugged him, and he was like, and if you don't get your hands off me, and I always remember that moment. I was teasing about this day where I'm like, hey yo, bro, where my hug at? So I understand Ada's reaction. You're like, what is this? It's proof of my resolve, as well. Oh, I see. Look, Samir immediately coming in, as well as of my friendship. That is technically, I believe, I'm correct. It just read weird to me. Let's see. Yep, and then Samir goes in for the hug. Oh, I'm not opposed to the idea of risking my life on a friendship. It's the epitome of excitement. And that, I mean, like, that's true. Obviously, I don't fully believe in that. If your homies are constantly getting you in life-risking danger, maybe they shouldn't be your homies. Like, I don't know. There are things that my homies do where I'm like, y'all have fun. I will not. But I suppose in this case, it is special to their universe. And also, this is true. You know, sometimes you do dumb stuff with the homies because they're the homies, right? Like, the amount of times I've jumped off cliffs because I was with the homies, it was into water. We weren't jumping from cliff to rock. Like, we were just diving off high, like, what was it? It was like a 60-foot drop. But we all could swim, and we were all just like... The one homie couldn't swim, though. Like, he just stayed up there by the stop and watched. For a good reason. He was almost tempted to join us. We were like, don't do it! None of us are lifeguards. We are not trained to save you. But it's the epitome of excitement. Thank you. Both of you. Oh, is she actually gonna hug? Is David gonna be like, wait, where my hug at? She is so tall. Hold on. I'm going straight. I'm going straight to the Googler, dog. Luckily enough, I'm already on the wiki. Ada. I did not realize it was spelled ADA. Huh. Let's see. How tall is she? We just don't have it. We do not have it. And I doubt we have it for the other two, so I'm not gonna bother looking at it. But she is like a whole... But no. That's pretty consistent TV shots. She's like a good half a head taller than them. Very impressive. Very like tall. even lower here, but or like even taller here. But still, that's fine. So it's nice having tall friends. Like notably, as a guy who's 6'2", very few of my friends are taller than me, but I do have a 6'8" friend, and it's always weird standing next to him and just being like literally almost a full head to half a head shorter than him. And like if he's wearing platforms, because sometimes he likes to be even taller, but I'm down for that. Man, like, do you know how rare it is for me to actually have to, like, strain my neck to look up at somebody? It's hilarious. Especially because, like, I'm a person who was raised to always make eye contact. So whenever we're, like, standing around and talking, it's like... But, hey, I understand it. A lot of people have to do that for me. Because usually I'm like... So I get it. Let's see. Once again, it's nice to meet you, my very dear friend. Oh, even Dave is like... shoot, I mean, I get a hug, but I like it. That's sweet. Oh, that's nice. I hope nothing bad happens. Is Mamushi gonna spawn? We're only 13 pages deep, dog. Mamushi's probably gonna jack all this up. Let's see. Oh, nope, not Mamushi directly, but we are talking about Mamushi. Oh, interesting. Mamushi will undergo division. Huh? Division? And there's almost no limit to how many. Oh, so he can just clone himself? Oh. So that's how he's gonna work around Damon. He can just keep divine. I wonder why that's such a unique ability that could, because like notably I'm thinking about all the other Shinju we've seen so far. They realistically are just copies of their bases, right? With like some extra stats, obviously. Because like Ryu was using iron sand, or black sand. I forget what was iron or not, but like he was using the sand. What was her name? Matsuri was using wood style, like Moegi. Then Hidari was using the Chidori and stuff like that. Couldn't use it properly, but like that's what he was mainly doing. And he did have like the regular like Shinju stuff. And then Jura is an entirely unique being, but even then, since he's literally the Ten Tails, like he could make the tree. I'm trying to think what other ones have we seen. Is it only those three that we've seen like in active combat? It's just that is division. I don't know why. That's a unique ability to him. But hey, I mean, makes sense. I wonder if they're all as powerful though. Does it divide his power or anything? Is it like shadow clones or I don't know. Or classic shadow clones, because it's debatable on whether or not shadow clones still divide power by the end of the series. It's kind of weird. Let's see. There's almost no limit to how many he can become. Oh, that's it. They speak out of see, this is why we gotta read before I start speaking. Let's see. So they're like shadow doppelgangers. No, they're totally different. The biggest distinction is that each individual is a real him. Therefore, okay, so yeah, all right. So splitting is still a thing. Just hard. Like honestly, if splitting is still a thing, it's more Naruto upscale. I just think about that. If splitting is still a thing by EOS and even Boruto, Naruto upscale goes crazy. But there's no splitting of chakra, nor power or physical strength. So that's crazy. Because that's essentially, I mean, notably, it's literally just the Limbo clones, but better, right? Because the Limbo clones, the only thing is the Limbo clones, except for like the Storm games, are never shown to use ninjutsu. They're always just physical fighters. But the thing that was good about the Limbo clones is that there were 5, I think, either 5 or 6 of them, and they were in another realm. You needed like extra sensory abilities to even interact with them, and they were just straight up hardline duplicates of Madara, no stat splitting, nothing like that. But with this, while they don't have the benefit of being in another reality, they do have the benefit of almost no limit. Like just in this alone, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, seemingly 9 Mamushis. That's more than Madara had of like actual genuine real copies. And that's kind of like, and notably, we just don't know what Mamushi's abilities actually are beyond this. And maybe Kasikoji's gonna explain, but that's crazy. Imagine getting jumped by 9 of the same guy. Imagine if 9 me just appeared out of nowhere and started jumping you. Like, you'll probably take down at least 5 of us, but there's gonna be more, and more, and more. And that's probably what's gonna be Damon's biggest issue, right? He can probably keep one-shotting them, but they just keep reappearing. And if they're all the real him, who knows where the real him actually will be? You can just keep making duplicates on duplicates on duplicates on duplicates. Let's see. Nor power or physical strength. Oh, I forgot Shikamaru was on the line. Completely forgot about that. Let's see. He can multiply fulls. Wait, I need to put a little more rasp in Shikamaru's voice. Because he be lighting him up. Let's see. He can multiply full strength versions of himself. That's really bad news. The only drawback is that as he creates more of himself, there's a significant drop in intelligence. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's a pretty big drawback though. Like, I mean, obviously, if he just has the raw stats to eat things, that's fine. But a significant drop in intel, that's not good. Like, it's the idea that rhinos are really, really powerful, really, really dangerous, but they're stupid. And like, I love rhino. Rhino's really, really cool. But the reason why I've always been so confident that like 100 good men could easily take on a rhino is because like a rhino's mad easy to bait. Like they're just not that smart. They have all the power in the world, to quote Mark Hamill as Lord Ozai. But they don't have like the ability to use it well. It's like notably, technically, I have a whole lot of raw power just stored up in my body because I've been working out a whole bunch and I'm a big guy. But like a 5'2" guy who actually knows how to fight, that's like 130 pounds soaking wet would whoop me. Because I have all this power, I don't have the technical skill or intelligence to use it. Meanwhile, they have been trained to do that, so they just whoop me. Even though there's a large power difference. So that's a good thing. So Damon can one-shot them, and they wouldn't know how to coordinate with each other. But how effective this will be, though, if there's like 100 of them, really doesn't matter. Especially if because we know the way that Mamushi is moving in particular. Okay, so I just read the next panel, but that doesn't change what I'm about to say. Mamushi in particular is actively operating off his base instinct of wanting to improve his species and like his genetic code, right? So like even if he's dumb, like even if he's like reduced to nothing but base instincts, his base goal is still clear. It's just to get Ada and eat her, right? Like it's a relatively simple. Unless he gets so unintelligent that he can't even recognize who Ada is anymore and just starts eating random people. But even then, that's fine enough. As long as he just eats, right? Like even if his only thought is eat. If there's 100 of him screaming eat, that's still going to be very, very bad.
There's a significant drop in intelligence. Plus, his sense of pain dulls. His behavior becomes simpler. These are weaknesses that we'll be able to explain.
I don't think it depends if, well, the thing is though, with all of them being like genuine real copies, I think the sense of pain dulling is actually bad. Like you would want them to react to pain. If they all have really dulled nervous systems, that means they're probably going to be able to pull off attacks that most people wouldn't. Like if I were to, say someone were to stab me, right? Obviously adrenaline would kick in and I may be able to move forward through it, but still that pain would my nervous system would still be on fire, right? I'd still be impeded by that pain. But if I had a really dull nervous system, I don't care. I will swing straight through the pain. And the adrenaline, I'd probably still get an adrenaline amp. I just wouldn't know what it means. I'd just keep attacking. So that's not actually like a weakness. That's actually pretty bad. Unless you can like remove his head every single time. But even still, I don't know what Mamushi's stats are. Like is he actually still cracked? Probably. Let's see.
So you're saying our best chance is to wait until they've become stupid enough to then cut them down all at once?
But like, how are you gonna do that? Especially if they're all decently bulky. Like, how many of them will there be? If there's like 10, maybe you could do that. 20, you're kind of pushing it. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Like, how many are there gonna be? Let's see.
Precisely. One more thing, and this is crucial. You must destroy both eyes. The ones who've lost their eyes won't be able to divide further.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. That's an oddly specific weakness. I mean, I guess it makes sense, like, well, just thematically, you know, 2 eyes, 2 bodies, and you just keep splitting and splitting and splitting. I hope we get to see the split, because I hope, this is going to be mad specific, for my Ben 10 fans out there, who happen to also be Boruto fans, I hope it's, like, not Omniverse Ditto splitting, I hope it's, like, original series Ditto splitting, where, like, we literally get to see the bodies pull apart. I hope it's not just, like, they pop up. I want to see, like, because presumably the whole idea of it's like Mamushi is cell division, right? Like just over and over and over again, consistent division. And the thing about cell division is that your cells split and they become copies of each other, or at least that's what's supposed to be, as long as your DNA is functioning properly. So that's why presumably they're all equal, because it's a tree splitting branches, yada yada yada. But with that idea, I hope we do get to see like a fleshy morph off, and not like how Echo clones himself, where they kind of just like pop up, or like the Shadow clones, so they just pop up in the puff of smoke, or like Omniverse Ditto, where they just split with an energy line. I won't get creative, Ikebun. Let's see it. Let's see.
The ones who lost their eyes won't be able to divide any further.
Huh? Their eyes?
But be careful, as their head count.
Oh, yeah.
As their head count decreases, each remaining one's intelligence will improve.
Yeah. So essentially, it's like it's returning everything back to base. I guess the only good thing is though, since it's not a strength division, it's not like each one will get stronger; they'll just get smarter. And like it's hard to tell what is Mamushi's actual base level intelligence. Like how smart is he compared to everybody? I don't actually know, because I'm assuming it's based off Bug's intelligence, but that's hard to tell. Because we know the Shinju are much more childish than the originals, at least in the case of all that we've seen. Ryu seemed a lot more childish than Shinki. Matsui seemed a lot more childish than Moegi. Hidari even, like, he did not necessarily like child, but he felt a lot more immature and like misdirected than Sasuke. And even Joro himself, despite being very, very intelligent, is also very immature. So like, how high is Mamushi's base intelligence? Would it just be like combat intelligence? And how much combat intelligence does Mamushi have? Once again, as far as I remember, Bug wasn't actually a combatant. At least from what I remember. Let's see.
I see. If we accidentally leave a few alive, they'll be each harder to deal with. But if they increase too many, we'll be in over our heads too. Let them reach
20 to 30. I was kidding when I said 20 was okay. Okay.
Let them reach 20 to 30 bodies. It'll become easier to handle, as if you're dealing with animals.
But animals that are very physically strong, like, I talked about a rhino earlier, but what if they're at the intelligence of like a leopard? You still don't want to deal with that. Like, 30 random leopards still isn't good.
So if you're dealing with animals, taking them all out in one swoop then would be ideal.
But how, I mean, you're gonna need like, who has like the big, like you would need like Himawari's like Biju Dama or something. Who has the big AoE for that? Or like maybe like a massive Ascendon or something. Like I'm not sure. Like Uzuhiko wouldn't be a good thing because that's like a 1v1 kind of ability. You need some huge. And where you got like maybe Kawaki? I'm guessing you need someone of really large scale to wipe out that many people. And they're gonna have to be like they're gonna have to be in that Otsutsuki tier, presumably to one shot them since their stats don't go down. Let's see.
So then taking them all out in one swoop would be ideal. Let's just suppose Mamushi leaves one himself back at their base. Getting rid of all the ones in the village wouldn't wipe them out entirely, would it?
You're right.
No need to worry about that. The divided individuals can't help flocking together. So even if they made one wait behind, instinct would cause that one home to come in on and join the rest.
Okay, so that's a, you know what, I like that though. I like that Kishimoto and Ikimoto are like immediately addressing that, because that's naturally the most natural thought that would come from that, right? Obviously, we want to keep it back at base. It's like, once again, going back to Ben 10, strangely enough. It's like when Ben, when fighting Ultimate Kevin, left a backup Echo Echo, which I presume, I always like, I'm not sure, just because it doesn't really matter. I always assume that was like the original Ben, right? I don't think a clone, it was like an actual just clone of Ben that split off, and like the real Ben actually died, Ultimate Kevin. I think that was the original Ben who like essentially sent the rest of his clones to go die, I guess. But unlike that scenario, with that example, that original Ben wouldn't have stayed in the trunk. He would have come out and helped his other selves. Meanwhile, in this case, the Mamushi will always appear. He will always show up. Though notably, I think they may be reading, well, obviously Kashikoji saw the future with his ability, so like maybe it's hard to tell. I'm assuming that original Mamushi wouldn't even stay back. That original Mamushi is probably going to send his divisions to go randomly look for Ada, and then send his real body, or at least the original Mamushi, to go hunt down actual Ada. Which will then probably lead to one with Will and Damon where he should instantly lose. Let's see.
I see. And that'll be more likely the dumber he is.
Hey, just wondering, why is it necessary to confront him and engage him? Well, why is it necessary for Pencil to not be able to read? Why is it necessary to confront and engage him in Konoha? If we know all this, shouldn't we just preemptively strike before he comes invading? You'd have to fight Juro then. And no one is Juro. No one is Juro. You would have to fight Juro then. But Inoji doesn't know that. Yep, literally. There it is. There it is.
The main reason for fighting him in Konoha is to prevent Juro from interfering or intervening.
Even Boruto's like, I wish I could boom him.
Juro's targets are Boruto and Himawari. If either moves, he will. But if Konoha is the battlefield, he won't appear.
But, like, does that mean you're not going to fight with Boruto? Like, so you're leaving it to Himawari and Kawaki then? Like, Boruto can't interfere then? I don't know. That I feel like Boruto's gonna have to interfere anyway, because one, he's the titular character, and two, because I think you're gonna need the power, right? Like, well, as powerful as Himawari, I still don't feel like she'd be enough right now on her own. And even Kawaki, Kawaki could probably do it. Like, once again, he does have AoE. They're gonna have to convince Kawaki, and make sure Kawaki doesn't destroy too much of the village while you're fighting there. What's it?
Huh?
Why not?
For whatever reason, he's taken a liking to our village. Been dropping by bookstores and sweet shops regularly. He's been frequently sighted.
He's paying? I don't think so. I don't think he's, actually, I forget. I think you saw him at a bookstore, and he just said, "I'll take these." So, and obviously, they were. I remember they were commanded to just let him do what he wants. But that's actually, I don't know. I think that's. Obviously, I understand why they'd be too afraid of coexistence with Juro, because since Juro's whole goal is to like consume the entire planet. He still is the Shinju. He is the Ten Tails. But like, I think it would be so cool. Like, it'd be weird. It's just gonna sound sad. I would love to be friends with a Juro type character, right? Like, say there was just a guy who wasn't human, but was humanoid enough, even with his nasty behind feet, humanoid enough, and he just wanted to like learn. Obviously, I'd be worried. Like, I couldn't help human instinct, right? I'd be fearful of being around a being much stronger than me, like much stronger than me. But like, it'd be cool just like to bounce ideas off and just chat and debate, because like he doesn't like, obviously he wants to consume people, right? Like, he's still the Ten Tails, but he's so. He'd be human enough to trick me. Let me put it that way. He'd be human enough to trick me where I'd be like, maybe I could be like, honestly, I'd want to talk to him. I'd be like, hey, what do you feel about this? Like how are you existing, bro, Kasha? Maybe that's just me. That's it. What? Oh yeah, he's chilling. Yeah, he's just chilling. He's just vibing. Yeah. Once again, he's nasty, but see, the thing is, this is fine. This is like the outside of his foot and the weird toe thing he has. That's fine, even though I know like it's just points into there. It's that, bro. Like, that's nasty. But he's just chilling. Oh, the residents of Konoha are like, but he's just chilling. I don't know. I'd leave him be too. And notably, we know, I always forget that the Naruto universe and like a lot of other universes with power systems where like only certain people can sense chakra. But in this case, I wouldn't mess with the guy. But like, if he's sitting right here, I think my instincts would take over. Like, my survival instincts would take over. I wouldn't interact with them. But I'd be so tempted. If I was walking down the street and I saw a Jura-esque being, I'd be like, no, I'd be very, very intrigued. I'd want to talk to him. Let's see. For real?
I've been having the sensory unit report any sightings. We have no choice but to leave him alone. I've ordered the Konoha police to keep their distance, too.
Yeah, like, what, they want to die? Let's see.
Jura frowns upon running amok in Konoha. Mamushi knows this very well. So to avoid incurring Yura's wrath.
I keep saying Yura. I'm talking about the Kagura battlefield.
Jura's wrath, will refrain from needless destruction.
But he's gonna be dumb. Will he be able to do that? Let's see. Yeah, see, that's the thing. This chapter's a gas. I'll admit, I'm only halfway through. This chapter's straight gas. It's literally every single idea I'm having after reading a panel is immediately being addressed. I love this. Let's see.
And if he gets dumb, it's instinctive. No matter how much his intelligence drops, his dread of Jura will never disappear, nor his sense of purpose.
That's the main thing I'm worried about. The fact that no matter how dumb he gets, he could literally make 100 of himself, but his one main purpose will always be there. You have to deal with like 100 bodies, bro. See, but I do like that though. Even at his most idiotic, the most base fear he has is of Jura, of that greater power. Like I don't know. I like obviously I don't remember actually much of my childhood, which is bad, very very bad. But I do know for a fact I did, and I'm not even saying this is a bad thing. I knew there were like certain beings I had to have like an innate fear of. Not just like my parents. I don't know. My parents were always chill. But like, I still remember like certain larger cousins of mine where I was like, don't mess with them. Even when I didn't understand it, even when I was like 5, I still remember like the feeling of like, my senses are tingling. Like I can't risk it. Even though like they wouldn't do anything to me. I was a baby. But still, I was like, I knew it in my core. And even Mamushi exists like that. Because when I keep mentioning it, but Jura, by being the Ten Tails, is technically Mamushi's granddaddy, right? Like or grandparent, in the sense that it goes Jura equals Ten Tails, then the tree pull, the claw grimes, then in Mamushi's case bug, and then it's Mamushi. So he just sees Jura like an ancestor or like a higher power, which he literally is. Nothing.
Thus, in order.
This is just a typo. I mean, I don't know when Ikimoto gets the chapters done. I think this is kind of excusable for a monthly manga. I don't blame a weekly manga, but this is like the official Viz translation, dog. What do you mean, thus in Torter? Dog, it's 40 pages, or like 42 pages. Really? You could get this? Let's see.
Thus, in Torter, to take on only Mamushi, disposing of him in Konoha village is ideal.
Yeah. And that's another interesting aspect of it. He just doesn't care. He's like, whatever. But then again, I guess, in specifically, the issue with Mamushi, Bug is at the Ten Tails base. They're not gonna show up there and free him. So I guess the thing is Mamushi won't ever be able to respawn because they're gonna have the bulb. So like they're gonna keep the bulb to themselves. But because of that, Mamushi will never respawn. So I guess it's fine. Defeating him is actually still viable. Oh, I see.
And Inogen, we need you to master a new jutsu.
Oh, okay. More characters are getting the future jutsu buff. Okay, let's see. Huh? Even Boruto's like, we did not discuss this. Let's see.
It wouldn't be exaggerating to say it'll be the key in the upcoming battle against Mamushi. It's a superior version of the mind transmission jutsu, and the reason we invited you here.
Oh, so Boruto did now. Never mind. Huh? A new jutsu? Yes, that's what he said, Inogen.
Mamushi will show up in Konoha in about a week. Might be even earlier than that.
Yeah, thanks to the timeline changing. Let's see.
So there's no time to waste.
Actually, now one thing I do wonder about Mamushi. How fast is his splitting? Presumably fast enough that it could be a worry in battle. That's why he's saying destroy the eye. So, okay, interesting.
So there's no time to waste. We'll need you to perfect it within 2 days at most.
You got a time saver or something? Let's see. Whoa, hold on. Within 2 days? Without knowing what kind of jutsu it is?
It should be possible, since something you were going to come up with anyway, in order to
So the real question is who did it, though? Right? Like, it was... Like, there's no way it was Mamushi, bro. It was Jura, dog. Please tell me what... Like, don't tell me he wore a goddamn Mamushi, bro. I mean, it's a way to go out. I know Mamushi's real strong now because he's a Shinju, but like... Please don't tell me. Alright, though. Interesting. What did you just say?
That sure got your attention.
Well, no, duh. You just absolutely mentioned, you name dropped the fact that the love of his life just got boomed in an alternate timeline. Let's see.
That sure got your attention. It's a future we must avoid, of course. The theories and techniques you gained from it happening were of great value, so I shall impart them to you.
Interesting. That makes me believe that Inojin was there and learned something from the fight, right? I mean, like, unless you just say it was the rage amp of doom and despair and he figured out something out from that. Realistically, why would that? I mean, like, technique development does just happen though. When you have the motivation, right? So you probably just developed it. Let's say, I don't need 2 days. I'll learn it in 1. Just you watch. Boruto's like, you know what? This guy ain't half bad. Go ahead. But of course they're friends. Let's see. Oh, hey, Amato. I was about to say, wait, is Jura popping up like, hello there? No, this is him reviewing the battle footage.
Well, anything at all? His expression is hard to read. But he does seem like he took damage. And that tree he's growing, it's almost definitely the same divine tree that he's composed of.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. So Jura, he can heal by replacing his body parts with the body. He's actually, funnily enough, he's actually very similar to Madara in that way with the Zetsu. I very still remember Madara, like, when he had taken, what happened? What made him lose his arm? But I still remember he, like, chopped off Zetsu's arm and then like reattached his own. But notably, it was notably a different coloration from the rest of Madara's body, right? So, but at least for Jura, it seems like he can just completely organically replace his body parts with the tree. But as long as he has access to that tree, and obviously the tree just seems to be everywhere, it's embedded into the planet already, he's able to consistently heal himself to the point where the damage kind of just doesn't matter. Let's see.
Almost definitely the same divine tree that he's composed of. So not only do they heal wounds, but the trees can function as powerful weapons and impregnable shields as well.
Very interesting that they're impregnable. I'm assuming they probably have the same, because they absorb chakra, right? Like, I'm guessing that's the main reason. But it's interesting, though. They absorb chakra, but the Shinju themselves aren't immune to it, despite being composed of presumably a similar matter to the divine trees that they obviously came from. They don't have the same chakra absorbing nature. We've seen that when obviously Matsuri got blown by the dual Rasengans and the whole Amaterasu thing for Sarada, and even, well, to be fair, no, I think Boruto just sliced one of them up, so like that doesn't count. But in terms of the chakra neutralization, it's interesting that the tree has the property, but they themselves, I'm presuming because they aren't full tree, don't have the property. But Jura, someone who does, still seemingly is like susceptible to jutsu, somewhat. Let's see.
So, wait, no. So not only do they heal wounds, but the trees can function as powerful weapons and impregnable shields as well. So what? Are you saying that he doesn't have any weaknesses? Forget weaknesses. Almost makes you might think he...
darn! So you know that's bad if Amato's saying it. And like, obviously, I don't, like, in this case, I don't think he'd be lying to Kawaki.
Almost makes you think he might be impossible to kill. He can be taken down. I thought it when I fought him. But not with my current firepower. I need more.
Okay. So Jura, and that's the thing, right? Ultimately, as much as they do like Jura as an antagonist, he kind of, like, I'm not saying he has to get out the way, but we somehow do need to reach the first panel, the first, like, 2 pages of Boruto. That's the thing that sucks about doing those flash forwards. We always do gotta reach there, so like, you know, at least the 2 characters that make it there are Kawaki and Boruto, and presumably more. But like, it is strange, right? Like, I do love and focus heavily on Jura as an antagonist right now. I really like him, but like, I'm sitting here like, darn, bro, Tato Chip, I know you're not gonna last. But presumably this will come with a great cost, which leads, like, and that does make me wonder though, because Boruto does look like his end of part, or his start of the series self, and Kawaki is almost there. I feel like he had to, maybe I need to double check the first chapters again, but he may almost be there. You could definitely argue like their conflict in the rubble of Konoha takes place after the final battle with Jura. So like, maybe that's it. I don't know. I feel like there's still more time in between. We'll see. Because I think ultimately the question is, do Naruto and Hinata get out of that realm before or after that battle? The battle that set up all the way at the start of Boruto. I don't know. We'll see.
But on my current firepower, I need more. Ugh. Kawaki, don't take this the wrong way, but you really should.
Was Mono that short? I think it's just like a perspective thing, but he looks so tiny. Darn, but yeah, unfortunately, Mono, you you don't really. I mean, obviously, I guess the thing about I was gonna tell him was like, dude, I already kind of maxed your stats out, bro. I can't really do anything else without like putting your life in danger. But at the same time, Kawaki does have all the leverage here. In this case, quite literally. Let's see.
Want me to crush your throat? Quit making excuses and just do what you're told. If you still want my help with your daughter.
Yep, and that's the thing. He has a motto on a very short leash. Should it make sense, right? Ultimately, funny enough, as it's better as you do feel for a model for having to work with someone like Kawaki, who clearly is just a little bit devious. He did kind of do this to himself, dog. It is something that he's doing to himself, and he's allowing himself to have this. So, hey, it'd be like that, it'd be like this sometimes. Because the model himself isn't the best of people either. Let's see. Yep, and she's there. Eyes still closed. Hockey? Oh, wait, no. Those are, I was like, wait, what do you mean, hockey man? Shanks? No, but it's just hack and cough.
I'm saying your body isn't going to tolerate it much anymore. Are you going to fight Jura if you self-destruct first?
That is true. Like, that's the thing, right? I mean, like, I guess the real question is, has he reached Ishiki's full level of power? Is Jura really that strong at this point? Or does he still have that left, but his body's just not ready to handle it yet because he's too young, right? Like, it's hard to tell if he does have full access power of Ishiki. Because we just don't, like, the common skills we would have for Ishiki just don't, like, they aren't directly linked. We just don't know. Because we know technically even Damon should be below Ishiki. Is that true? No. Damon doesn't have to be below Ishiki. It was No Limit's Code who was a threat to Jura. Meaning that No Limit's Code has to be below Ishiki, but not necessarily Damon. We'll see.
If you self-destruct first, I don't like repeating myself. I'm only granting your wish after I've eliminated our enemies. You want to see your daughter again? Then hurry up and accept your lot in life. Your only choice is to take the gamble on whether or not I kill our enemies, or die first.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, a motto, hey, potato chip, maybe you shouldn't do what you did, buddy. Now you got. We'll see.
I told you already. I was in the process of interrogating Boruto, as ordered.
I remember I give this guy strangely enough, the most orville voice I can muster for some reason. Unfortunately, that doesn't offer an ounce of credibility. For it's perfectly natural and reasonable for a mole to conduct themselves in such a way, which is why we need to investigate, and the reason you are here right now.
At the time of the interrogation, I detested Boruto.
But now, okay, buddy, now's not the time to admit that you've had to change your heart about the guy when you're currently bartering with the money man. Don't mess with the money man. Let's see.
But now, I'm feeling some kind of contradiction towards the idea of him as a traitor.
Okay, but you know what? At least he's playing on this, right? Like he's not saying I trust him. He's like something like he's mentioning something's wrong. But notably, I don't think that would matter to this guy in particular. Like, what? This is the assistant of the Lord. Like, it doesn't matter because he doesn't have any context report. He doesn't like. That's the one thing that is. Well, I do like the like extra layers of politics that's going on in Boruto. Unfortunately, like the lords of the land who like have all the money, they don't really. They would be completely unaffected by everything that happens because they don't have much contact or information on the village. Let's see. That Sai seems interested. Speaking of, what's your son look more like you, my dog? Then again, I think his hair, at least length, is closer to his father's. We'll see. I don't know what he told you, but don't you think you were just being tactfully played? And furthermore, I'm amazed you would come out and say that under these conditions. Do you truly comprehend the situation you are currently in? Oh, but you know, at least he's like, he's poking Konohamaru and like trying to test him out, but he's seeing this. Let's say. Could be kind and say he's naive, but he's just dim. He doesn't have the character of a mole. I mean, technically, yes, that is actually true. The main guy you got to interrogate is Hokage himself. That's the mole. But naturally, I think Shikamaru should be able to outplay this guy. So we'll see. Which means someone else helped Boruto escape.
Oh, there we go. Speaking of the mole. Konohamaru, it's me. Only answer in your head.
Huh? Lord, dude, Konohamaru, you keep selling the bag. Are you even a ninja, bro? You keep selling the bag. You literally react. Come on now.
Lord Eighth? There's no time, so I'm gonna be direct. Just stay calm and hear me out, okay? I'm the one who let Boruto escape.
Konohamaru, you're literally being investigated. Stop I mean, like, I get it. Big bad news to drop. But, potato chip, control yourself, please. I get it, it's hard, but dude, you gotta lock in, twin. Let's see. Uh-oh, Sai's like, buddy. I recognize. I wonder if he could actually, considering he is married into the into the Yamanaka clan. I wonder if he can recognize that mind transmission is being used. Cause like that I wonder if that would be a telltale sign when he's clearly getting information from somewhere else. We'll see.
I gave Mitsuki the code to unlock his shackles, and I'm still working on with Boruto of my own free will. Huh? But why? You understand now, don't you? Get out of here with that bulb right now. Wait there for further instruction. Go! You heard me. Move!
Dude, you're still in the middle of interrogation. Stop having flashback.
See, may only be a matter of time before they catch on to my actions. So I'm asking a lot of you, Konohamaru. Would you help me? Or rather, consider helping us.
It's still so funny. Something about Boruto or farming on the chair while both Kashin, Koji, and Inoja have to share the couch is hilarious.
Consider helping us out.
Oh, I wonder who's speaking there. Maybe it's Kashin Koji.
I'm not going to force you to do anything, if you're willing to trust in me. Please, lend us a hand.
Now he's looking like these. I guess I wonder how does it work? Is it like Wi-Fi? Like, and notably they are in a separate space. Like, is it Wi-Fi and inside's picking up on like what? I know my kid. Why does that feel like my kid? Because obviously it's Inojin who's maintaining this right now. Very very impressive like mental transmission feat for Inojin though. He's sitting around casually. He's not even like maintaining the hand sign anymore like he was before, and he's keeping up what like a 4-way conversation. I mean, like, let's just assume it's just a 3-way. Still, 3-way conversation is still very impressive for someone at his age. He's very young. Let's see. Sai's like, oh, but notably, Sai doesn't say anything, at least not yet. But obviously, I think even Sai, like, notably Sai and his connection to Boruto is very, very vague. Like, unlike a Sasuke, I wouldn't say, like, Sai's his uncle or anything. But I do think there's something here that Sai's noticing. But will he snitch? We'll see. Oh, I lost track of time. I need to head to the lab soon. Oh. You may want to stay away from that lab. Oh, then I should get going to... Oh. Okay. I'm not letting you leave, Sarada. We still have things to talk about. Aw. He's like, wait, we just became friends just now. You can't leave. And also, Mamushi's probably gonna pop up. Like I assume if the cliffhanger for last chapter didn't go anywhere, I'm assuming, especially with Inojin being more determined to learn this technique in time, Mamushi's going to show up immediately, right? Like I think that's the big move. Especially considering last chapter literally ended with him being like, I'm going. But then again, Jura is here. So I do, like, now that I think about it, if Jura is here at this current moment, then again, that may have been a flashback where we saw him sitting on the bench with the candy. Like, is he just gonna watch? Like, what is he gonna do? If, like, what happens if Mamushi shows up while Jura is here? I don't know. We'll see. Help, Sumire? Later, Sarada. Have fun. Darn! Throw under the bus and then back up over. Jeez. Oh. Not what I was expecting. Well, good to see you here, Buckaroo. This is for all the Boruto shippers out there who've been starved as the Boruto fans have been fed. There you go. Let's see.
Hey.
Boruto. Oh, and Mitsuki. Alright. What's this?
The Uchiha Flowing Blade Jutsu. Hakuromo.
Okay. Okay. Sasuke met the guy, what, like twice? I was like, yeah, let him jutsu after him. Let's see.
It's a jutsu that increases the blade's sharpness, prevents it from chipping by continuously enveloping in chakra. Well, I just lost focus for an instant, and this was the result.
Huh? A chip?
Sorry, class rep. Could you fix it within the next week?
Oh, that's nice. He has faith in him. He's like, hey, sword broken. But that's bad. That's bad. If Boruto doesn't have I mean, like, presumably he can get another sword, but like, if he doesn't have his main sword, Mamushi's definitely gonna attack early, dog. Let's see. No, he can't be sensed. I remember that. Let's see. Me?
Here, take a look.
All right, what's on the scroll? This technology is...
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but you know what? Good. I'm glad they're spamming future tech now. Like now that the bag is out and that multiple people are realizing that the future is available, I'm glad Kashin Cody's like, all right, we're gonna help. We're gonna buff you. We're gonna buff you. We're gonna make this. We're gonna make that. Let's see.
Yeah, doesn't exist in our world yet. Though you would technically develop it through your current research, class rep. I can't say any more. Will you do it?
Well, she's gonna make him a special type of sword? What is this? If I were to use this technology to fix it, I feel like the blade might be reborn as something almost completely different. Is that okay? Aww. So essentially she's asking, like clearly she knows there's sentimental value behind the sword. And she's like, are you sure you want to do that to your master sword? And but it looks like Boruto doesn't care. Let's see. Well, not doesn't care. He's like, he knows it's for the greater good, right? Like, ultimately, whatever he can do to get the sword stronger.
As long as it ends up stronger.
Yeah, oh, see, yep, he doesn't think saucy.
I don't think my master would object it.
Okay, fine. But there's just one problem.
Huh? What is it?
No more class rep. Ah, she's going in for it best she can. No more class rep. You need to call me Sumire.
Huh?
T. I'm gonna jazz it up. Look forward to it. Boruto's like, okay, because both of them did point out that he's very dense. Let's see. Oh nope. Several. So he did wait. So he did wait. He did wait. All right. So Jorah likely left. At this point, he's probably gone. Let's see. Several days later. So the chapter did end the way I thought it would end, but not in the way I thought it would. I thought the was gonna show up like on the wall right now, or like right at this moment, and be like, "Hi, I'm here to eat people or eat person." Let's see.
Now then, I wonder where you're hiding, Big Sis Ada. Hey, don't any of you forget you hear? Keep your chakra signatures erased, so those pesky peeping toms don't catch on to us.
That's kind of what you are, dog. That's kind of what you are. Okay, so he's starting with 5. So they want to get to 20 to 30. So they need to either multiply this by 4 or by 6. Yeah, but interesting. They're gonna keep the chakra signatures erased. They're gonna sneak in. All right. A very, very solid chapter. I mean, Konohamaru's selling the bag as always, but it's kind of par for the course for Boruto Konohamaru. So, and then notably, several days later means the interrogation ended. I'm guessing what happened here is that Shikamaru asked Konohamaru to take the fall, and the debate will be next chapter. Did the assistant to the Lord inside fall for it? Because they need Shikamaru still in play in order to facilitate the communication with Kashin Koji and Boruto. Idojin's gonna get a buff on Nujutsu. Sumire's gonna get a tech buff. Kawaki's gonna get just a raw stat buff again at the threat to his life. Ada got friends. That's very nice. She's gonna hang out with Sarada more extensively, maybe talk more about their abilities. And Damon presumably is gonna get into actors. I'm sorry, like they made them excited to see Damon cook. So overall, very, very W chapter. If you've been all the way to the end of this video, please do me a favor and leave. Tickle my toes, tickle my toes, tickle my shoe. What do I do for a password for this video? Leave friends, new and old. Friends, new and old. In the comment section down below. Like, the thing is, what's watching. Remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure the notifications so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below, where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. You get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. So now become a member to the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So also include the live reactions to other issues I have to review, add variations of all my videos, and if you come into $12 Patreon or $12 member, or whatever video you want. Also the links to my Ko-Fi and description down below. You can drop 5 minutes for a short video, 2 being a small video, or any means at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That with a Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Kiyomi, Bura Ura, Alex Kenny, Enzo, Swift Strike, Super Flame Zero, Yuki Ally, Azo2404, Striker Man, Aso8, Grim, Marco 222, Straw, Twisted, Ollie, The Boy, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Magic, CCC, Official Popeyes, Ramondo Furen, Crie Panem, Seraphiel, and Dino. Then, like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: A+A, Kevin Encarnacion, Dread Zoen, Sean, and Midnight Lord 21. Then, like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members: King RTX and Shrimpo the 4th Shrimp 06. Then, like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. And leave a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Walking Munoz and Walking Munoz.